boys who are about to grace the turf this lovely hot afternoon right here with the referees leading the way. The two captains, Idris and Amefula, also charging up front, and there is already tension and excitement in the air. But then, Tony, before we get to the rituals of the game, the first game involving these two teams did actually see us 1-1 in that game at the Bako Kotongora Stadium, where the KUN boys drew against KHALIFAT, or KHALIFAT also getting a point on the road against Niger Tornadoes. Are we likely to see the same scoreline, the same result here, or are you expecting a win in this game?
Well, they get something back to Mina, knowing fully well that their next game will be a fixture against Warri Wolves, this coming weekend. So for me, I think there will be a winner here today. I don't want to see the game end in a draw. I think there will definitely be a winner here at the end of 90 minutes, and I'm sure either of this sides will smile home, and one of them would also cry home.
Well, let's see who would go home crying and who would go home laughing. The most important thing really is going to be the maximum point at stake right here at the Dan Anyam Stadium, brought to you by Propel Sports Africa. And match day 7 you're seeing, involving KHALIFAT and Niger Tornadoes. The center referee this evening is John Ojele Tokbe, who would be administrating proceedings right here. And we'll be expecting to see how flawless this game would be. But then, of course, rituals still ongoing for the both teams. Interesting as they pack some exciting players, which we'll certainly be talking about in the next couple of minutes. For KHALIFAT, it's more like an unchanged Holmes has decided to go with almost an unchanged side. For Niger Tornadoes, well, Majin Mohammed seemed to have a traveling squad, as opposed to the team that play at home. And we're seeing almost a few changes to the team that actually played the last game at home. Well, of course, with the rituals now and the formalities about getting us on the way here at the Dan Anyam Stadium, we'll see the young lad. Bench for them is Daniel Ifeanyichukwu, Otu Stanley, Albert Chinomso, Olubode Hassan, Akano Michael, Onwara Onyedika, Kolawole Sunday, Onwara Uche Chukwu, and of course Benson Kingsley. And now for Niger Tornadoes, well, indeed, for Coach Majin Mohammed, he decided to go with Jerry Isaac in goal for him this afternoon. 18 Matthew also starts. We have Idris Saidu, Ani Chigozie, Sarike Ismaila, Joseph Godfrey, and of course Amadou Lilman, the shot man, even though he is not, but of course packs with so much creativity and so much pace for the Iko Ala boys. And on the bench for them is Godwin Daniel, Ifeanyi Okoye, Rickson Mendos, Abubakar Ibrahim, Kufre Ebong. Of course, if you're an ardent follower of the Nigerian Diro Chima, would be on the bench for Niger Tornadoes this evening. Well, Tony, you look at the Niger Tornadoes team, it is packed with a lot of experience. Majin Mohammed hasn't done badly with bringing a lot of experience. Yes, he might have lost quite a number of players, but he has also brought in players who should be able to fill in those voids.
Well, very true, Samuel. I'm looking at the names there. Experienced players. Matthew Etam is one name that will ring a bell in the minds of most Premier League lovers. Matthew Etam started his club football, with Kaduna United so many years ago, and he's a veteran of the league. He's in the Niger Tornadoes team. When he talk about experience, then Matthew Etam looks like one of the oldest players in the league, and he's definitely going to bring something to this Tornadoes team. Chigoziani, a young player in the middle of the pack for this Tornadoes team. Then there's a certain Ismail Seriki, who is a striker, having played for Bendel Insurance, and of course Enyimba, and now in the colors of Niger Tornadoes. And on the bench, we have one or two experienced players. Ubon Kufre. Ebon Kufre is one name you did mention, of course. Also a player who has tested league football in the country. Ifeanyi Okoye once played for Enyimba Football Club. So you look at it, it's a blend of youth and experience, and I'm sure those players would offer Coach Maji Mohammed so much to talk about here.
Well, of course, KUN KHALIFAT will be playing from right to left on your screen, while Niger Tornadoes, who are docked in their away white and sky blue shorts, will be playing from left to right for KUN KHALIFAT in their traditional red attire. And of course, that whistle gets us underway right here at the Dan Anyam Stadium. That is Adehi Sunday with a long one, but clearance there for Niger Tornadoes, who will try as much as they can in the opening minutes of this game to keep it very close and very, very tidy at the back. You won't also say same for and hopefully they should be able to knock on the doors of Niger Tornadoes. But of course, infringement there spotted. The referee giving free kick to Niger Tornadoes, and that has gone out of touch. It's going to be throwing to the home team. Out of touch again, and the second throw-in in a row now for KUN. They will decide for a long one. He goes long. To find the jersey number 9 striker, James Kebike, was upended there. Free kick given to Niger Tornadoes, and Gabriel Lekon will be taking the resultant free kick. His 23rd start for KUN KHALIFAT is a beautiful one, but well held there by Jerry Isaac. Infringement spotted. So do you want to say it's too early for this?
Well, quite early. The early minutes of this game, and goalkeeper Jerry Isaac is already down, but good to see him on his feet. Just before that save from Jerry Isaac, you did mention that name, Gabriel Leko, having lots of match appearance for KUN KHALIFAT. He's been one player who played against KUN KHALIFAT. Interestingly, he came from Osun United, when they played in this NNL Super Playoffs, and in that game, he troubled KUN KHALIFAT, and right after that game, he switched over to KUN KHALIFAT, and I think he offers Coach Obino Zoho a whole lot. He can play across the line in the defense. Today, he's playing as a right back, despite the fact that he naturally is a centre back.
Well, he certainly is a trusted soldier for KUN KHALIFAT, and one who started the journey to the Nigerian Premier Football League with them. Throwing now to KUN KHALIFAT. A free kick, rather. Adehi takes it. It's a long one, but only as far as Niger Tornadoes defense. Good clearance there, but only to find KUN KHALIFAT, who are holding the fort. Well, still early minute, and both teams just trying to settle in. Over 120 seconds played here at the Dan Anyam Stadium. A quick shove, and The referee decides otherwise. Sport infringement and decides free kick to KUN KHALIFAT. I'll take Swan. A miscue there. A push spotted by in this game. A beautiful run, a dispossessed. Had a lot of options. Unfortunately for Ahmed Joseph, he's gotten the ball back as quickly as he could. Clears his line. Well done there from Gabriel Lekon. But he was also seen. And that was quickly blocked, but KUN KHALIFAT still in possession. A beautiful cross. Naram. He dances his man. Fortunately, he doesn't go. But back to Amir. Possessed of the ball, back to KUN KHALIFAT.
Kind of attacking moves there from the home side, KUN KHALIFAT. It's good to see James Ekebuike getting the ball, playing very well alongside Norom, who they seem to have had this partnership so far since they came to this team. James Ekebuike, he's had his name on the score sheet already against Shooting Stars, and I think they're and also the likes of the Kappa is also one man who is doing a whole lot in the middle of the park there for this KUN KHALIFAT team. But then it's good that they've started on a good note attacking wise, but we can only hope that all what they are doing right now will translate to goals in the coming minutes.
Really important, it does translate to goals, as Niger Tornadoes would also spark some attack of their own in this one, but dispossessed now. Joseph got time in the far right corner, who tries to go solo. Unfortunately, I can't find Akban Sikaka Abong off his line. Oh, that certainly would ring a warning bell to KUN KHALIFAT, who have really left their defense line almost free and open. But then debut from the fence. The home side. Oh, I beg your pardon. This is his fourth appearance for the blessings of his manager. They have Ifani Chekube, who's been like the go-to goalkeeper really for Niger Tornadoes this season, and for Martin Mohammed. He gets the nod in this one, and hopefully we wouldn't want to concede, we wouldn't want to be beaten. 7 minutes played here. And it's goalless between KUN KHALIFAT and Niger Tornadoes. Commentary brought to you by Propel Sports Africa. We would also be monitoring proceedings from other venues. Certainly, there's the business end of the league, and it doesn't get better than this. A long one. A beautiful shot there from Joseph. Oh, not him. It is Ani Chigozie. But nothing to beat Akpan Sikakabong.
Well, Sam, that was a scare for, KHALIFAT. I think KHALIFAT would have to watch out for God's time, Joseph. I remember him, a very young player who scored a couple of goals for this Tornadoes team last season. He scored over 6 goals for them, but went on trials abroad. You know, it didn't really work out. He came back and rejoined Niger Tornadoes, and already in the last couple of minutes, we've seen him, you know, getting hold on of the ball, you know, from the right flank. So I think Tornadoes or KHALIFAT will have to be very careful, be very wary of what God's time Joseph can do. He's very petite, but then still a very good player and knows how to use the ball very well.
Diminutive in size and knows certainly what to do with the ball. Joseph God's time. Throwing down to KHALIFAT. Or to Niger Tornadoes. A team. The one with so much experience in the Nigerian Premier Football League. A traveler of some sort. Oh, beautiful to see. Commanding his position. With depth touches and clearance needed. But beautiful pass now to KHALIFAT. It's James. He tries to turn his man, Godwin John. Releases this to Adamu Mohammed, who leaves it for the captain. Amefula Chikamso. A beautiful pass now to Naram. It's a one-on-one situation with him. Decides to go otherwise. Back to his captain, who leaves it for Adehi. But he's in an offside position. Well, Obino Zoho is not happy. But the linesman is asking. Not sure he would have seen that from where he's standing. The AR probably well suited to see Adehi in the offside position. A long one there. Defended by KHALIFAT, who have got 2 runners. Miscues the ball, Adamu. Turns beautifully. Finds James. James releases it. That was supposed to be a beautiful pass across. Unfortunately, there is more to it than meets the eye.
Well, that was a good footwork from the defenders who saw Adamu. Adamu has been an exciting player for this KUN KHALIFAT team. Adamu Mohammed, he plays, could play as a central midfielder, could play as a winger as well. And today we're seeing him operating from the right flank as well. So I think KUN KHALIFAT's team trying to gain more possession. They've been the more of the attacking side. They've seen more of the ball in the last couple of minutes. And Tornadoes have actually soaked the pressure a little bit and maybe waiting to hit this KUN KHALIFAT team on the counter. But so far, it's been an interesting game in the last couple of minutes. Let's wait to see if the deadlock will be broken.
Well, the deadlock broken. That would have to come fast. We're getting to a quarter of an hour here at the Dan Anyam Stadium. A throw-in goes out of touch. And it's throwing out to KHALIFAT. Well, it's interesting to see how they've survived some onslaught in recent time. Talking about Niger Tornadoes. Well, their last win in the league was that against Eimba Football Club at the Bako Katongora Stadium in Mina, Niger State. And well, that game, a lot of presidents will not forget in a hurry, especially the fans of Eimba Football Club. Well, since then, they've gone on a winless run, and they'll be hoping to get a win as quickly as possible. Well, since the turn of the year, they have managed just 1 win in 6 years span, not to give hope on this team. But it's interesting how they are not languishing the bottom of the log with the myriads of bad results they've had since the turn of 2026.
Well, I think what has also worked out for them is that during the first stanza, they were able to pick up decent results, especially at home. They lie 11th on the log going into this game, and their fans all over the world. I'm sure people watching from Mina, Suleja, and its environs will be hoping that this Niger Tornadoes team, bounces back. They've actually played in the division for so many years now, since 2015. That's about how many years now? That's about close to 11 years now. Tornadoes have been in the league, so they wouldn't want to see this team go down. So for me, I think this is the business end of the league, like you rightly said, and I'm sure Tornadoes will look at it and tell themselves that they need to do better, especially with their remaining home games. But in this game here, they've also not played badly. They look like a team that have really come with a game plan, and in the last 14-15 minutes, it is working for them so far.
Well, indeed it is working. Reasons why Mohammed sits unperturbed. Hasn't even stood for a second here at the Dan Anyam Stadium. Hoping that all of his training sections with the boys will yield result here in Owerri. Well, so far, it looks so good. Trying to soak in the pressure and maybe punish KUN KHALIFAT later. This is the pass ball. Just as far as KUN KHALIFAT, a beautiful touch there. Well done, my brother. To his credit so far. And since he joined KUN KHALIFAT, since 2026 January 4th, he's had 514 minutes played.
Well, what a big goal he did score here against Shooting Stars. He scored the second goal in their last home game here after James Ekebuike had scored the first goal. It was a beauty of a goal for the cameras, and it's interesting and happy to see how Blessed Iyamu is orchestrating things in the middle of the park. He's got confidence, he knows how to use the ball, and I'm sure he's one man that seems to have replaced Ebuka Nwokori. I think he's the man that KHALIFAT used to replace Ebuka Nwokori. And we're talking about Blessed Iyamu. I'm sure that's the player we will be talking about in the coming years too in the NPFL.
Hopefully he also gets the goals of Ebuka Nwokori, inherits the goals as well. Indeed, Ebuka Nwokori did lead KUN KHALIFAT to Barao with goals. 6 goals, he did 4 before leaving. We're seeing Niger Tornadoes player on the top end. Sitting tackle. The referee decided against addition him a card. He will be attended to by the medic 2. Another discussion with Chigoziani might be very useful as he extends more conversation to 18. Old man, they say, senior man, they call him. Well traveled former Aqua, Lobby, Rangers. I mean, he's certainly played it everywhere. It's a Matthew ball now, done in jersey number 2 for Niger Tornadoes. With a lot of experience that you cannot rule out. 20.
Well, he's been around the country. He's played in the whole regions in the country. You did forget to mention Sunshine Stars. He's played in the east, west, north and southern part of the country. So you will say he's a complete Nigerian. It's a Matthew. But talking about goals and results from other centers, Samuel, goalless at the Mohammed Diko Stadium. Rangers yet to score against Katsina United at the Mohammed Diko Stadium. But at the New Jos Stadium, it's been goals coming in already. Plateau United are playing out a 1-1 draw right there against Shooting Stars. Shooting Stars scored first, courtesy of Kama Adekoke. But then an equalizer from Plateau United, and that game is 1-1 right now. In Lafia, it's still goalless between Nasarawa United in their fixture right there. And it looks as if the goals are not coming in much. Already 18 minutes gone, of course, in most of the centers. But so far, we've seen a goal score or goals scored in Jaws, and also we're yet to see goals in other centers.
Well, indeed. We're keeping our eyes on other centers as far as the Nigerian Premier Football League 2025-2026 season is concerned. Well, attention shifts to this one happening at the Dan Anyam Stadium. It's still goalless, and it's a talk of war and Ani Chigozie. Well, certainly our camera's delight.
Well, Samuel, how things can turn for a man. Here is Chigoziani, commanding games, playing games regularly with Niger Tornadoes. While at Enyimba, he struggled to make the starting 11. So sometimes it's always good for players to leave their comfort zone and go elsewhere. Born and bred in Enugu State, Chigoziani. From there came to the workout and has gone.
Your team, one comes with so much pedigree, even if you disagree with how they sit on the log. But then, multiple time champions of the Nigerian Premier Football League, Enyimba. And there will certainly be players ahead in the pecking order. A beautiful player he is, Ani Chigozie. Unfortunately, it didn't work out well for him at Enyimba Football Club. But glad he is seeing game time and controlling minutes for the Ikoala boys. Tornadoes attack. The central referee says no infringement spotted. We have James Ikebike. Turns the fence to attack. Well, he has. Only as far as the hands of Jerry Isaac. Releases it down to Joseph. For pass to the man, the shot man. The floats one in and well defended there. Oh, they regain possession. Nilman! Oh, trying the diminutive little man trying the most he can to get a goal here. The shot man, little man. That's his 16th appearance really for Niger Tornadoes. 2 assists already. A former Sunshine Stars, a former Lobby, a former Aqua, and of course he also did play one time for Niger Tornadoes before he came back to them. Amado Lilman. You'll probably see him on the right side of your screen. Number 13 for Niger.
Who dominated game himself alongside the likes of Alao Dambani and co. These were players who, left Lobby Stars. Ahmed Liman, another experienced player with this Niger Tornadoes team. So you would say Shonari Johnny back with the Ikoala boys.
Well, it's KHALIFAT who have Troy now. Are trying to walk the left side of attack. Left side of the fence for Niger Tornadoes there. Well, Adehi Sunday will go for a long one. Of course, his trains are on KHALIFAT. Let's see, it's a long one. Getting to the 18-yard box. A good floater and a save there from Jerry Isaac. Was certainly always going to disturb against the first corner kick of the game. Interesting how we played 24 minutes and we're seeing the first corner kick of this game here, Tony.
Well, you talked about Adehi, Adehi Sunday. All the throw-ins always been cited before moving to Rangers. It reminds me of a couple of players who are known for long throws, and for KHALIFAT, they've got in the person of Joseph Sunday Adehi as the man who takes most of their set pieces.
Well, another save now from the corner. for Jerry Isaac. Ogenetega. Adamu. Hold on there. Still in possession, and the first goal there, KHALIFAT. Adamu Mohammed. He gets his first goal for the team as well. In his 6th appearance, we're seeing Adamu Mohammed get on the score sheet in the 25th minute. It's KUN KHALIFAT 1, Niger Tornadoes 0. And what a turn he had in that one, Adamu Mohammed for KUN KHALIFAT. And what a goal he scored as well.
Well, beauty of a goal. What I like about the goal is the confidence, the way he handled the ball. You know, at some point, it looked as if he was going to lose the ball, but he kept pressing, tried to beat his marker, made a cut in with his left foot, and of course, had to take the shot, which clearly beat Niger Tornadoes goalkeeper Jerry Isaac. And Adamu Mohammed has opened his goal scoring account in the colors of KUN KHALIFAT. Remember, Samuel, I did talk about him some minutes ago, telling you that he's got those deft touches with his left foot, and yet again, Adamu Mohammed has proven why he's one of the top players for this KUN KHALIFAT team. What a goal! And of course, Jerry Isaac did not understand how the ball passed him into the net.
Well, he couldn't have noted that. As scoring against his former side, Adamu Mohammed. Oh, he decided not to celebrate for respect for the coach as well. KUN KHALIFAT 1, Niger Tornadoes 0. 26 minutes played here at the Dan Anyam Stadium. And we're about to see KUN KHALIFAT surge on and even get more goals. And of course, the Chief Executive Officer of KUN KHALIFAT, Amefule, re-emphasizing that his team would not be relegated. Oh, Tony, such gods for a team sitting 20 now for KUN KHALIFAT. KHALIFAT, Amefule Chikamso. Loses possession now to Nelson Michael. Michael also loses possession. It's back to KUN KHALIFAT. Akban, Sikagabong, clears and opportunity there. That was careless. That was not needed from Akban Sikagabong. He knows he should do better. Or you can see Obinna Zoho very furious. Or maybe he will be getting some treatment in the dressing room. That was utterly unneeded. Would have put his team and cost his team in this one.
Well, that would have been quite expensive, you know, to concede from such a decision from goalkeeper Akban Nsikagobong. He's been a mainstay for this team, and that's a chance. Well, Nsikagobong should have done better. I'm sure he wouldn't want to see a replay of what he did some minutes ago right there. But then we've also seen goalkeepers, you know, have haulers this season. It takes me back to that of Lucky Abdullahi of Rangers a few weeks ago, which trended everywhere. This is just one of the things that we get to see. But in this game, Akpan Sikagobong is a lucky man that his team did not concede. Because if they had conceded, I'm sure his coach, Obino Zoho, would have given him a very strong hairdryer treatment, you know, in the dressing room.
Well, of course, he would be very fortunate. And an opportunity came the way of KHALIFAT moments later. Of course, the flag was raised to keep James Ekebike in an offside position. He will want to get his third goal in 6 appearances, really, for the side, in 5 now.
Well, Samuel, from other centers at the Adokia Mesiabaka Stadium, Enyimba Football Club have taken the lead there, you know, against Rivers United. Quite surprising for some people, but you want to say that it's a game where these two teams understand themselves so well. And also looking at other centers, Plateau United have taken the lead against Shooting Stars right there, 2-1 up against Shooting Stars, while Kwara United are trailing, you know, right there against their opponents. And of course, while at the Oniko Stadium, Bayelsa United have taken the lead against Ikorodu City. So it looks as if the away teams are picking up goals away from home so far.
Well, of course, it's different here. Home team KHALIFAT, who are leading against Niger Tornadoes here at the Dan Anyam Stadium, a venue for match day 27 of the Nigerian Premier Football League. A high boots there, and that certainly would be the first booking of the game. Finds Naram Mesoma, high boots there certainly, and he keeps a team on the top. Well, from his manager, Martin Mohammed. A first yellow card there going to KHALIFAT. Opportunity there. Now it's James. It has to beat. Got time. Can this be his third goal? He does well to beat one. Lifts it ball. Unfortunately, Beto Mame. Organic. Should have done well with that ball. It was just a dab and goal. Tony, unfortunately, he jabbed and he left.
Well, James Ekebike did a very good work from the midfield, getting his runs right, went close to the box, had 2 defenders to beat the first defender. All he needed to do was just to jab home, but then decided to lay the pass to his teammate Tega, who actually, shot inches of the post. Another chance for KHALIFAT. At least they should have been tuning up if they had scored that game. But then James Ekebike should take all the glory for making that wonderful run from the middle. You know, despite running against 2 very bulky defenders.
Well, indeed, he had with him Well, of course, now infringement and free kick to Niger Tornadoes. Floats one in. The defended there by Ahmed Joseph. Back to 18. Back into the vital area. What goes out of touch is going to be goal kick to KUN KHALIFAT. Blackman, Sikagabong. Got to be tested in this game. 34 minutes of action played. KUN KHALIFAT still leading by 1-0. For Niger Tornadoes, marching on his feet. He has a lot of work to do if he's going to get back into this game. For a team that had the best run in October, had a double win against Plateau United at home at the Bako Katongora Stadium, and went away to beat Cowpillars before those two draws and losing early opportunity now for Mohammed. And what a stop there from the bulky man himself. Got time. Godwin rather John defending and defending for their life. Saving the blushes there for Niger Tornadoes. Goes out of touch, is throwing for KUN KHALIFAT. But they should have made it 3 now. 20. Unfortunately for them, they're still leading by 1 goal.
Well, I hope they don't come back to regret this. They've had opportunities to have increased last year, but they failed to do that. Again, Tega, getting the opportunity to score, he failed to do that. Kelechi Norum just some minutes ago, and of course James Ekebwike. The good thing is that they're still leading here by a goal to nothing, and I'm sure that they would try to see if a second goal here would give them more confidence, as the KUN KHALIFAT are still pushing, hoping to see if they can get something here. They've only been rewarded with another corner kick right there, presented with a chance, to see if they can score.
for KUN KHALIFAT, who have 5 players make that 6 in a vital area of Niger Tornadoes. It's a floater, a beautiful one, and only as far as goes out of touch again, and more corner now to KUN KHALIFAT. But they will take their time as much as they can.
Well, Ogenetega should have done better. He got that through pass he received from Amefula Chikamso. And all he needed to do was just to push the ball a little bit and now slot home. But he failed to do that. And goalkeeper Jerry Isaac got hold of the ball. And this KUN KHALIFAT team are still pushing, looking for a second goal here.
We're throwing now to Niger Tornadoes. And Ichigoze's on the top, badly written in pains. There is also a KUN KHALIFAT player on the top. That looks like Mohammed. And it's 2 minutes of additional time to be played in this half. Of course, the first 45 minutes right here at the Dan Anyam Stadium, where the home team, KUN KHALIFAT, are leading by 1-0, courtesy of Mohammed's goal. Olani, his injury certainly looks severe. Oh, you can feel his pain. But for Mohammed, he is almost back on his feet. Of course, opportunity for the players for water break. Mohammed is back. Olani seemed to be on the top, but he's back on his feet as well. The Enugu State born Ani Chigozie. I came to the People's Elephant, unfortunately. Had very little game time. Decided he wanted out. Enough game time to his credit. But Tony, what will Majid Mohammed be thinking in his head? What kind of approach will he deduce in the second 45 minutes? What can KUN KHALIFAT do to even better the 1-goal lot? In this one, opportunity now for KUN KHALIFAT! A shot there! It slips! And it is the man! Ebeto Mame Ogenetega, scoring in added time of the first 45 minutes. He eventually gets on the score sheet. Ebeto Mame Ogenetega. His second goal for the pride of Imo. Ebeto Mame Ogenetega, the former Warriors fan.
Well, very true. Ebeto Mane, the man from the South region, has come to the Southeast, and the man is enjoying his time here. He was also once in the books of Abia Warriors. Ebeto Mane Ogenetega. What a goal he scored there. That is what you get when you don't lose hope. At some point, it looked as if the goalkeeper was going to get it. But we will also talk about, the poor goalkeeping from Tornadoes goalkeeper Jerry Isaac. He should have done better, and that was just an embarrassing one for Jerry Isaac. The ball went in between his legs, and of course, his own nightmare has turned to blessing for Ebeto Mane Ogenetega. KUN KHALIFAT 2-0 up here against Niger Tornadoes.
Well, unforgivable, that error from Jerry Isaac. Certainly, his hands on the ball, how he lets that slip to allow for the second for KUN KHALIFAT will have to be studied. But interesting time awaits. And it's KUN KHALIFAT 2, Niger Tornadoes 0. Well, that whistle signals the end of the first 45 minutes here at the Dan Anyam Stadium, where KUN KHALIFAT are leading Niger Tornadoes, the Ikala boys, by 2-0. Goals courtesy of Adamu Mohammed and, of course, Ebeto Mame Ogenetega. Our commentary brought to you by Propel Sports Africa. I will just need to drink some water. When we do come back, certainly the second 45 minutes will be upon us. have been said in the dressing room. Actions need to be carried out on the field. And Margin Mohammed will be throwing 3 men in the opening minute of this second 45. To signal intent. And maybe, just maybe, to get something against a highly spirited KUN KHALIFAT. For Tony, the second 45 upon us here at the Dananyam Stadium.
Well, Samuel, Tornadoes will be bringing on board Dero Chima and, of course, Rickson Mendoz and Chibueze Ezeifule, the players that will be coming in. Triple substitution we will be witnessing in the next few minutes. Certainly, Coach Maji Mohammed, he knows that he needs some players to help push, looking for that equalizer and maybe looking for a goal and an equalizer, hoping that it's going to come. But let's see how it's going to pan out, because this KUN KHALIFAT team, they seem to look comfortable. 2-0 lead right now. And let's see what this changes.
Will be opportunity now for KUN KHALIFAT. And lifts it. Defended there by Tornadoes. Back to KUN KHALIFAT. Now brought down, and that's the penalty from the center referee, John Ojeleye Tokbe. Well, just the opening minutes of the second 45 here, and KUN KHALIFAT have advantage really to make it count for number 3. Oh, the captain wants the ball, and he gives it to the jersey number 9, James Ekebike. Well, can he get his 3rd of the game? Big question. But of course, a beautiful play there by KUN KHALIFAT. And Jerry Isaac must be wondering what he did wrong today. Well, those substitutions now will happen. And we'll have Nelson Michael exiting. Leoman also exiting.
If he scores here, that would be another goal to his credit.
Well, certainly the former Abeokuta Stormers stands behind the ball, hoping to get his 3rd in 5 appearances, really, for the KUN KHALIFAT club. But that goes wide. Misses the opportunity to make it count. Oh my days.
Sometimes penalties can be very tricky. James Ekebike presented with a clear chance of, adding his name on players who have made sports kicks.
Oh, well, indeed. The best of players who makes penalties and score shit in this game. Unfortunately, that wouldn't be, as he will have to do the work on his own now. That's too good, too close. To the good for KUN KHALIFAT. On the clock now, and there is no pressure anywhere for KUN KHALIFAT. They can decide to take as much time as they want. They have to realize they are on -5. They have to start cutting those goals down as quickly as possible. Score as much as you can. I hope now Zoho knows this. Tell his team to take as much chances as they can. It might go down to the wire and goals to escape relegation. If they're going to escape relegation.
Well, in the minds of KUN KHALIFAT owner Michael Amefula, he wants his team to stay afloat. But the question fans will be asking him, is he better late than never? That is it, because this team seemed to look like relegation candidates. KUN KHALIFAT women here as they keep pressing, looking to see if they would score more goals here.
They will need more of them. They will certainly need attitude there for Niger Tornadoes. What is magic? So little or less of the first 45 minutes of this game. Played 14 times now for the club this season. Well defended there. gets one. Tries to beat the player. Beautifully on. Back in now to me. And that's his way of
equalizer there at the Oniko Stadium, and Ikorodu City are leaving no stone unturned. They want to ensure that they don't drop maximum points, at least at home.
Well, of course, the substitutions now will happen. It's Adamu Mohammed who really is being attended to by the medical team of KUN KHALIFAT. Substituted by Albert Chinonso. And indeed, Godwin John Nyokoye. Norom Misoma would also exit. Olu comes in well, of course. Captain of the team, Idris Seidu. Long one. Goes out of touch. The train to KUN KHALIFAT. Over an hour played here at the Dan Anyam Stadium, and KUN KHALIFAT lead by 2-0. The train quickly taken. It's Wall. James Ikebike strong on the ball. But loses possession to Ani. Finds the new entrant, Ifan Yokoye, who is checking off the ball. Infringement spotted. And the captain feels otherwise. He's impeded on. But the referee will have none of it anymore. John Ojile Tokbe.
Well, Sam, that looked almost like a comedy to me, because whatever Chikam Samefule had in his mind, because Dero Chima only got the ball from him, and the next thing we saw was Chikam Samefula going down. And the referee, John Oyedele Tokbe, quickly told him, young man, stand up and let the game flow. You want to say tactics. Sometimes players will always want to, even say, confuse the referee.
Jerry Isaac. Ani. This man.
Well, Duro Chima, Kuala boys, played in the streets of Abia State. One time played for Ngwa United Football Club of Aba, and today in the colors of Niger Tornadoes. But most of his time with this team, he's always come from the bench to play for Niger Tornadoes. Duro Chima.
KUN KHALIFAT holding possession, looking for opening, which has come really fun in between in the second 45 minutes as Niger Tornadoes on the ascendancy. That was supposed to work as a cross, unfortunately. What happened to Aniki there? I wouldn't know. That was a wayward one, by the way. It had two Niger Tornadoes players in the vital area. of course, maybe would have done harm to Aman.
Well, you've seen some tactical switch from Coach Majin Mohammed ever since he brought on Dero Chima and the likes of Ifeanyi Okoye. Chigoziani has moved into a more attacking position, and of course Ifeanyi Okoye seemed to be the man playing that defensive midfield role, while from the flanks Rickson Mendos is offering so much from the flank, and in the last couple of minutes it's been Niger Tornadoes pushing, looking to see if they will get on the score sheet here. Some tactical switch from Coach Majin Mohammed.
Good one to see. The 67 minutes played. A commentary brought to you by Propel Sport Africa. Match day 27 in the Nigerian Premier Football League. Right here at the Dan Anyam Stadium, where KUN KHALIFAT is leading Niger Tornadoes by 2-0. We're yet to see any in the second 45 minutes of this game. Mendos. Oh, does well. Back to Idris. To Okoye. Okay, finds Lekon, who clears his lines. And back to Niger Tornadoes, who try to regroup from the back. From Sunday Akinladu to Jerry Isaac. He floats one. But only as far as KUN KHALIFAT, who are defending in numbers now. Amazingly, beautifully done. Ogene Tega finds. It is throwing to the pride of Imo.
Well, Sam, from the New Jos Stadium in Plateau State, it's been an array of goals. Shooting Stars have picked the ball 4 times from their net. So it is Plateau United. They've turned things around, and they are leading Shooting Stars there by 4-1. And the Shooting Stars, this is not the result they want to see. The Oluyole Warriors, seem to have cracked right there in Jos. But then in faraway Katsina State at the Mohammed Diko Stadium, the game has ended. Rangers Football Club of Enugu have picked a point on the road against Katsina United. And this Rangers team, they are making a late surge, hopefully to see if they can, maybe win the title or qualify for continental places.
Well, little surprises really from Rangers. Since the return of the Agafa, Fidelity Lechuku. They've been on a high ascendancy. One worthy of note. And that point at the Mohammed Diko Stadium will certainly feel good for the fans of the Flying Enugu Rangers.
And Samuel, what a way to revenge. Coach Olugbenga Ogumbote was once the coach of Shooting Stars. And the Shooting Stars came to face his team, and he needed to, assault to Shooting Stars to return to Ibadan empty-handed. The Oracle turning himself to a boogie team against his former employers.
Well, I have my fears and concern for the 3SC Football Club team, who have now considered in back-to-back away games 3+ goals. Now 6 goals they've really considered, and it's going to be interesting times ahead. Khalifat. No high boots. It's a free kick to Khalifat. The captain, Chikamso, on the top. And there's a second yellow card, of course, to Idris. The referee feels otherwise. He feels this was a reckless challenge on Amefule Chikamso. Okoye, the captain, tries to get the referee. Boy, he does seem to have pulled the muzzle. More substitutions, the final one now for Coach Martin Mohammed. We also have the goalkeeper And on top. And Kufre Ebong will be thrown into the mix now. Oh, a delight to see in his heydays, but certainly can also turn the magic here on for Niger Tornadoes.
Well, Samuel, I remember when Kufre Ebong got that invite to the under-20 team some years ago. He's been a journeyman, started his club football back home with Dakar FC, Aqua United, moved to Warri Wolves, and he's moved around some of the clubs as well, and now in the colors of Niger Tornadoes. Kufre Ebong, in his very active days, in his earlier days as a footballer, Kufre Ebong to show the Owerri people what is made of. Kufre Ebong, the man from Akwa Ibom State.
He'll be thrown into the mix. Water break now. Now, Seriki, the man to excuse us here as he's had his final minute at the game. Kufre Ebong goes in to replace the former Bendel insurance man, Ismail Seriki. Well, that completes the substitution for the Kuala boys. And play resumes here at the Dan Anyam Stadium. Beautifully done there. Well defended. And Chigozie. On to Amefule. He decides against that road. Finds another. As he caught in dangerously. Well defended. And what a chase there. A captain torch. Eventually, Niger Tornadoes. Well, over 74 minutes played here at the Dan Anyam Stadium. KHALIFAT leading by 2-0. Another corner now. Floated. Takes one! Oh, what a shot there. From Olubode Hassan. The substitute for KHALIFAT. Taking now. KHALIFAT still hold possession. He finds Adehi. He cuts back. Olubode Hassan. Brought down. Referee says no penalty, no contact. Play on. Or rather, the man who cuts that one.
Well, Honora Uchechukwu felt referee John Oyedele was going to blow in his favor, but then the referee said no foul. Game on. KHALIFAT pushing, looking for that third goal here, which seems to be eluding them right now. Believe they can get the consolation in this game as they make that attacking move against KHALIFAT. And he goes here, and of course John Godwin with the ball for the Equala boys.
dances, dances, he keeps dancing. Now Sunday. Finds it, goes out of touch to Tornadoes. And the chick goes here.
Well, it's interesting to see how Chigosiani is virtually everywhere on the pitch. From the attacking position, he comes defending. You see him in the midfield as well. He seems to be the utility player for, call him Mr. Capable. Chigosiani, all everyone on the pitch.
That's interesting, really. Goes out of touch. It is throwing to goal kick, rather, to Niger Tornadoes. It's a long one. Quiz cross down. A free kick to Niger Tornadoes. Godwin John. Dispossessed of the ball by Fanny. Tremendous. Godwin John dispossessed of the ball by Captain. Oh, he should have done better. That should have counted for the third. For KUN KHALIFAT, unfortunately, both players are on the top. Oh, what a magic there from.
Well, Jerry Isaac maybe trying to make amends for his hauler that led to the second goal, but give him credit for that save. Ogenetega felt he was, going to be on the score sheet yet again, but then Jerry Isaac decided to stop him from having his name on the score sheet for the second time. Great save from the former Academy and Nassau United shortstopper Jerry Isaac as a defender Adehi will be taking that corner kick for KHALIFAT.
18 minutes on the clock. Who's really been changing the dynamics of this game. Beautiful to see how he's commanding. Goes out of touch, train. Quickly taken. Ifanyo Koi. All the way to Mendes. Roxane. Back to Ifanyo Koi. Who's literally been everywhere.
The same in Abia Warriors, leading Kwara United by a goal to nothing. Well, for Warriors of Umahia, they are making use of the Enyimba Stadium in Aba, and they've taken the lead against a Kwara United team that have been banished from Ilorin to Abeokuta by the league body. And Enyimba Football Club are still 1-1 against Rivers United in Port Harcourt. And Ikorodu City playing out a 1-1 draw against Bielsa United coming from the Oniko Stadium. While Kano Pillars have inflicted a 3-0 lead against their northern neighbors, El Kani Warriors of Maiduguri. Well, Pillars struggling, battling for survival right there around the red tape, and they've decided to allow El Kani Warriors pick the ball 3 times from their net. That looks like a convincing victory, in as much as we have a few minutes to end that one. While Nasarawa United are leading Bendel Insurance by a goal to nothing. Shooting Stars have conceded 4 goals against Plateau United after they had scored first, but then Plateau United came back and replied them with 4 goals, and they are leading by 4 goals to 1. Well, are you surprised with any of this result?
a Plateau United and Shooting Stars game. Well, of course, there was a win in that one, but I'm not sure what I thought about a 3-goal margin win for the Tin City Club, Plateau United. Well, they're having fun with Olugbenga Gumbote against this opportunity now. A corner kick now to KHALIFAT. Whipped in, defended by Okoye. He lifts it. An experience there plays a huge part as goal kick goes to Niger Tornadoes. Well, it's going to be 5 minutes to be played here. KHALIFAT leading by 2 goals to nil. Goal scored in the first of the 5 minutes. And Amu Mohammed and the Nanayo to be thrown into the mix. Call up Sunday. Nanayo to be thrown into the mix. Well, he'll be taking the place of Beto Mame or Genetega. Well, he leads certainly with some ovation. The former Seasider has brought his experience to bear for KUN KHALIFAT. Or had an opportunity to raise in this game. Unfortunately, he'll be leaving with just 1 goal.
Ogenek Tega Ebetomani, certainly an experienced player in the league. His time is up in this game. He's had 90 minutes of action non-stop for the former Abia Warriors and former Warriors.